Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Daryl here. Hope you guys are having an excellent day today. Well, we've got something really interesting in the studio. It's a semi-hollow guitar with some of the most interesting chambering I've ever seen on an instrument. Now, as you guys know, one of my favorite things to do is to find a small builder that doesn't have the marketing power of, a Fender, a Gibson, an Ibanez, or whoever, and kind of share it with you guys, because some of the most interesting and amazing instruments are being built by small builders, without those massive marketing budgets. Such is the case today. We've got an amazing guitar in the studio today. This is a guitar built by Rec Guitars. Now, Rec Guitars is definitely not a household name, but they do have a bit of a niche, amongst metal and high gain players. Most of their models feature, high output humbuckers, 7 or 8 string kind of extended range. But this is the Blue Morpho Classic. And Blue Morpho is the name of the model, and it's named after a butterfly species. I actually got to see them when I was down in Ecuador. Beautiful, beautiful blue butterflies. Really, really cool. So anyway, that's the model name. And this is the Classic, which kind of fits my style a little bit more. So it's got 3 single coil pickups instead of, high output humbuckers. But it still has, amazing kind of aggressive styling, kind of a body type, unlike anything else I have. And when you look at the sound hole, these are obviously semi-hollow guitars. It's got a really, really interesting chambering system. Now, before I hit up some tones, I want to talk about this unique chambering system. This is a fully semi-hollow guitar. So really light, really resonant, but something really crazy underneath. And then of course go through sort of the main specs of this guitar. So we'll go through the overall specs of this guitar in a second, but what I want to focus on is one of the most unique features of this guitar, and that is the chambering and the sound hole. Now I can totally see why this was adopted by metal players. It just looks super aggressive and amazing. Totally metal. Anyway, these pyramids are part of the back of the guitar. So before the top goes on, the entire guitar is chambered using these pyramids. And that's kind of like the official logo of Rec Guitars, because it is what kind of makes them stand out from the crowd. It looks amazing, and the design behind it is really, the inspiration for them came from studio monitors, but also diffuser panels. It takes the sound and kind of disperses it in a pleasing way so that no one frequency is too dominant. So the maker, over years has found the optimum size. He experimented with all sorts of different numbers of pyramids, the height, the width, and all that kind of stuff. And this is what he came up with. So we're going to plug it in and see what it sounds like. But acoustically, it is very, very balanced. And, when compared with some of my other, semi-hollow electrics, it definitely has a more balanced sound. Now, does that come through when you plug it in? I guess we'll find out, and we'll do some tones here. But let's hit up some of the main other specs of this guitar, because, this aside, it is an amazing instrument. All right, so let's quickly hit up some of the highlights. Number 1, hip shot locking tuners in gold. Some of the best in the business. They work exceedingly well. Now, on the headstock itself, we've got straight pull through the nut. And on 3+3 designs, that's pretty tricky to do. The headstock, I think, is aesthetically pleasing while being totally functional. So, on lots of 3+3 designs, the strings kind of go one way or the other slightly. Here, straight string pull through the nut. The nut itself is super well cut. I've got to mention the truss rod cover as well. Matching wood. So what a classy addition. Just looks absolutely amazing. Now the neck itself is a 5-piece neck. I think it looks really sharp. We've got maple and mahogany. And on the front, just a jet black piece of ebony. No markers, keeping things really clean. I think it looks amazing. Now in the back of the guitar, we've got a walnut body. We've got a very nice contoured heel joint and matching cavity cover, which just looks beautiful. Now, as for the guitar's top, we've got a piece of zebra wood in this beautiful crimson burst with, matching knob covers and everything. And the exposed binding around the edges is zebra wood as well, and just looks, really, really stunning. It just looks absolutely amazing. Now, as for the other odds and ends, we've got a custom machined aluminum bridge specifically for these models, and we've got roller saddles, which is kind of a cool touch as well. Pickups are lace sensors. So they're going to be noiseless, which again, I think, kind of goes with the brand, associated more with like high gain playing, because even on the single coil version, these are noiseless, which means they're going to handle distortion really well. All right, so the specs are taken care of. Needless to say, this is an amazing guitar. Let's plug it in and test out some of the tones. We'll go through like all the gain stages. I'll play some clean, some dirty, some high gain stuff. Let's jump in and see what this guitar sounds like. You guys, so here are my final thoughts on the Rec Guitars Blue Morpho Classic. Now, first things first, I love the look of this guitar. Love the body style, love the headstock. The back with the matching wood, cavity cover is astonishingly beautiful. I think the crimson red with like the black and the gold, it just hits all the right notes for me. Just looks really great, and it's really nice to play too. I've got to say it's supremely balanced. One of the best balanced guitars I've have in my collection at all, to the point where, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but anyway, if you point the headstock down and let go, it kind of just like balances or like bounces back up. So, so well balanced. It just always wants to pop right back up into that perfect playing. So, so well balanced, makes for a really great playing experience. Now, as for the chambering, it makes for a really lively playing experience. The top resonates in a way that a solid body just doesn't, more akin to an acoustic. So it really is a hybrid instrument, and it makes practicing, when you can't be plugged in, more of a joy. So it's a really responsive guitar. So I think that's great. Like I said before, love the aesthetics of the sound hole and of course the pyramids coming through. The guys even make a model that have LEDs underneath, so you can flick a switch and have it like glow menacingly. I think that's so cool. But yeah, overall, really, really great playing experience. And construction wise, it's a beautiful instrument. All the little details, from the way the nut is cut to the way the neck is fitted in the body, everything is very, very precise. Now, personally, I'd love to see rec guitars bring this chambering system to like a full-on acoustic guitar. I think that would be really cool to have, the whole back of an acoustic with this chambering. Now, you might have to, fight with weight a little bit. That might make it too heavy. I don't know. But I'd really love to see that in an acoustic guitar. Now, because Rec Guitars is a small company, they're mostly active on Instagram, so that's the best way to follow them and to really contact them if you're interested in an instrument, although they do have an email. So I'm going to link to their Instagram and their email in the video description below. If you want to check them out or, just have general questions about their guitars, you can go find them there. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and bearing with my voice today. Hope you enjoyed the demo. You can check out the t-shirt store, the tab store, all that stuff will be on screen or in the video description below. Have yourself a great week. We'll see you next time.